Although we use the word space very commonly in our daily life, the concept of space is quite complicated and makes it difficult to define. Space is abstract, it is conceptual, while place is more finite and able to be defined by its boundaries. As humans, our perception of the world can affect which way we see spaces and ourselves within it, whether within a place or its surroundings. We perceive space mainly through sensory information. Sound, for example, plays a very large part in our perception of a space and where we stand within its components. If we were to eliminate our sight, our ears would be our go-to sense as far as deciphering a space. Sound can also provoke an array of emotions altering our perception of the place we are in. If there are multiple conversations going on at once in close proximity, not only do we perceive the space to be smaller, but also more invasive and distracting. On the other hand, if the space has very limited soothing sound, like the sound of a piano being played, we perceive it as larger and more welcoming and suitable. Many spaces or places are purposeful in the way they want us to feel. Others we develop on our own simply by our interaction with the space, and our perception of the space has a lot to do with what we hear, what we see, what we touch, how we feel, and what we smell. We can gather our thoughts on a space based on what we see visually. When we walk through an empty space, we start to question our surroundings. What do we see? How do we feel? Why does it feel that way? From our visual perception, we experience different feelings as we are up close or far away from our surroundings and perceive the range of the space. We are our own personal scale of our surroundings. Human scale is a standard measurement to define space. Based on our proportion and the surrounding objects, we can now conclude whether the space is too big or too small, too narrow or too wide. We tend to feel overwhelmed while we're inside a busy classroom, yet calm in an open field because of our visual perception. Sometimes we need more than our visual cues to help us understand a place or space to its entirety. So next time you're in a space, look around, feel, listen, and allow all your senses to put the information together.